This is one of those shows you do during spring break of spring practice. So you got a week, you don't have a lot to talk about. But I want to talk about this. How can Kalen DeBoer follow the example of Nick Saban and get this football program back into the college football playoff where they belong and uphold the Alabama standard? We're going to talk about that right here, brought to you by our friends at Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Great to see all of you guys today. And look, I told you, here's the gear. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, thumbs up. We're going to be giving away some gear. Let's go. What do you say, everybody? Welcome to the Cubs Baseball channel. I am Mick Gillespie. I join you every day here on the channel at Broadcaster Mick to talk about the Alabama Crimson Tide. And you may know me from some other spots, but this is my channel, and I appreciate you being here today. All right, let's talk about the comparisons between DeBoer and Saban. Now, we didn't want to get into this at the first year because it was the first year. Like, you're going to hold this guy accountable, replacing the greatest coach of all time. The guy won 6 championships in Tuscaloosa. He's got a statue outside. He ran the state. But what we saw was that DeBoer came in and had a very good start, held the program together, kept enthusiasm high around the Alabama fan base, killed it in recruiting. Won football games, including beating Georgia. But then from that point on, I felt like things started to slip in the wrong direction. And I think that this is the direction that DeBoer needs to figure out. And it's the discipline direction, which was Saban's really best attribute. And he did a lot of things great. I mean, he's the greatest ever. But what he did when the games weren't that on paper that big, but he knew that those teams could possibly beat his Alabama teams, is that he got very disciplined. He got back to the basics. He reminded the team every day that there was something called rat poison. And that basically just meant that if you guys don't focus, somebody's going to come up and beat you. And all of the great things that DeBoer accomplished as Alabama's head coach. He ate the rat poison. His team did. They lost to Vanderbilt. At Tennessee in a game that they could have won. Not holding that one against them as much as the awful loss against Oklahoma in a game that we haven't seen Alabama play with that lack of effort in a long time. And then the bowl game against Michigan where, Bama looked like they didn't have anything to play for, and they certainly played that way. But it was an embarrassment. And what's exciting, first off, is that Ryan Grubb is returning to Alabama. Now, he was there as the offensive coordinator, but he really wasn't the offensive coordinator because he didn't technically take the job. And he went to Seattle. And he didn't do a bad job there. I mean, as a matter of fact, the Seahawks may be committing suicide right now. They got rid of Grubb. They got rid of the offensive line coach, Scott Huff, who was going to come to Alabama and went there. They just traded away DK Metcalf to the Steelers. They traded away Lockett or let him go or whatever. And then they traded away Geno Smith to the Raiders. And you start to look at this and you go, you know what? Ryan Grubb coming to Alabama may just be, I don't want to deal with the BS in the NFL. And you feel like the Seahawks are going to be the next Tennessee Titans. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Titans fan. A.J. Brown to the world champion Eagles. Derrick Henry on the Ravens. I mean, you've seen it before. These front offices get in there and they've got it all figured out. And next thing you know, the team's winning like 1 or 2 games or 3 games in a season. And for Ryan Grubb, the escape is back to Tuscaloosa. And when you see Grubb and you see DeBoer together, what you see is the yin to the yang. There he is, doing his thing, walking around, talking to the players. Kalen DeBoer, happy-go-lucky, nice guy. Kane Womack, defensive coordinator, the Swarm defense did a nice job last year, but there's the guy to keep an eye on, and that's Ryan Grubb. Grubb's the guy that is his wingman. Grubb's the guy that's, can be a little edgy. DeBoer is one of the most fantastic people that you can ever encounter. And you guys know I've talked about it on this channel a lot because he came and did our channel with Big Sexy Elmo a couple weeks before Brett died, and it was one of the highlights of Brett's life. And DeBoer totally got it. He's a great dude. But you know what? You got to have that guy that's not afraid to get in somebody's rear end. And that's Grubb. So I think that having Grubb back is going to do nothing but make this Alabama team that much tougher. I think it's going to put this staff back together the way that they need to be put together. And I'm excited about what Alabama is going to basically put out on the football field this year. We know that the defense can play, and now we kind of got the offense back together again. So pretty good stuff, but the bottom line is this, is that DeBoer shares a facility with Nick Saban. And I'm sure he's done this. But if he hasn't done it, slide over there to the GOAT. Say, hey, man, what was it that you told those guys to have them ready for Vanderbilt? To have them prepared for Oklahoma that's not any good, or Michigan in a bowl game that doesn't count? How did you keep those guys prepared? And if this guy can win a national championship with that guy right there as his offensive coordinator, I think all of us would be really happy because they're going to have more talent than they've ever had. And we've talked about it on this, whether it's Ty Simpson, whether it's Austin Mack, whether it's Keelan Russell, whether it's Jam Miller, whether it's Ryan Williams or Jeremy Bernard, they're going to have so much depth. They're going to have the best facilities. They're going to have wide receivers that are going to make plays. And it's exciting to see. It really is. But at the end of the day, the whole point of this is take advantage of Nick Saban. He's there. I know he's getting paid a ton of money to be on ESPN, and he's actually been pretty good at it. But find out what it takes for you to be a better coach because we're all pulling for you. Because it's going to be tough this year. You got to play at Florida State. You got to play Wisconsin at home. Then you have the SEC gauntlet, which includes at Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, Auburn, mixing all the other teams. It's going to be tough. All right, guys, that's what I wanted to talk about today. The other thing I want to talk about you. I want to talk about you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for being part of this channel. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, and then comment. And this is one of our hats right here. I mistakenly said that this was the Coker. But the Coker doesn't have the blue in it. The Coker's actually camouflage that's gray. But it's a Bama Tailgate Show hat. We're going to be giving these away. We've given one away. And you got to be all four of those things. A liker, a subscriber, a thumbs upper, and a comment. If you really want to put a thumbs down, I'll count that too. But hopefully you'll give us a thumbs up. But anyway, I bought these for you guys. We're going to send them out, swag. This is it's like got a little bit of blue in there, but we got the Mick, which is the gray and white hat. We got the Elmo, which is the black and white hat. And then we have the gray and white camouflage, which is the Coker. I forget what we call this one. But anyway, I like this one, though. Give me a little bit of Cubs blue in there. All right. But you know how to do that. We'll also put a New Life Art calendar in there as well. Shows always presented by the great people at New Life Art up right there in Hoover, right? Or I guess technically it's Vestavia. But look, with our promo code Bama Tailgate, 25% off. You get one of those two or get them both for 25% off. They'll take care of you. The Heisman Heights print is Devontae Smith high pointing that touchdown against LSU. And then one of my favorite plays of all time was another one of those heartbreaking losses for Georgia against Alabama when Jalen Hurts ran in against the Dogs in the SEC Championship game 2018. So you can get those right now at newlifeart.com, promo code Bama Tailgate. You'll say, hey, where'd you hear about us? Bama Tailgate. And then the promo section for the discount, Bama Tailgate. We appreciate them so much. And also, we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. We are going there. Catfish, Bow Bounds, me. We're doing a special bracket buster show, 5 o'clock on Sunday from the Timeout Sports Lounge at Pearl River Resort. You guys better hang out with us here or come over and hang out. Throw your money down. It's Vegas-style gambling, legal, and we want you guys to take advantage of it. So do so over at Golden Moon Casino, Silver Star as well, table games and slots. It is the full experience out there. Dancing Rabbit Golf Course, the Augusta you can play, the Azaleas, the Oaks, 2 amazing golf courses, Philip M. Steakhouse, which I got a feeling I'm going to end up there at some point while I'm visiting, and the Circle Bar. Who knows? Bo and I may kick it there. And then Mom and Them's Restaurant, another place I love. But you guys come over and check it out. Thank you guys. And Blue Oyster Cult, Fear the Reaper, Godzilla. They're going to be there at the Silver Star Convention Center next month. So all of you, thank you for being here. Again, if you want to win one of these, and there's a bunch of them now, got a comment. It's a daily thing, and I need you guys to share with your friends. Roll Tide.
To Pearl River Resort.